I waited to put this out because I thought about it all morning long, and Joe Biden just committed treason on Independence Day. I want to know what you think about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Before I jump into that, I want to thank the sponsor of the video, and that's Lear Capital. Inflation is killing our wallets at the pump and the grocery store. Interest rate hikes are killing our small businesses and the economy. Banks are failing. The dollar is failing. And it seems to be getting worse day by day. But the good news is that we can protect ourselves and our financial futures by holding tangible assets like gold and silver. So why wait? Do what I did and call my friends at Lear Capital. They helped me purchase my gold and silver and showed me just how easy it actually is to add physical gold or silver to an IRA or a 401k. Give them a call today. It's 1-800-260-5075 or check them out at leargg.com. Links and phone number will be down in the description for you. Once again, that's leargg.com or 1-800-260-5075. All right, guys, I'm going to show you two things that the President of the United States of America did on Independence Day. First off, one of the things, part of the definition of treason, is the betrayal of a trust or treachery. An overt act against the country, right? I'm going to show you two things. First, the mumbler-in-chief was addressing a bunch of teachers, a teachers' union, on Independence Day. This is what he said.
With your help, we passed the most significant bipartisan gun safety legislation in 30 years, but it's not nearly enough. I was one of those guys early on when I was a senator who helped pass the assault weapons ban. We could only get it for 10 years, and one of the Republican administrations got rid of it. But Congress needs to step up, pass common sense gun safety laws to protect our kids and educators. And by the way, arming teachers is not the answer. Arming teachers is not the answer. Banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, extensive background checks, they're part of the answer. They'll make a big difference.
And then in a response, a written response on that I'll show you and I'll link to on the White House's website, we know what happened, the shooting in Philadelphia, right? And we know the factors around it because it's very publicized, but the country as a whole, the powers that be, the agenda right now is not to address the core problem of the crazy people and maybe some commonalities with these people who are perpetuating violence, but to go after an inanimate object that we can get people to feel emotional on and try to ban it. Well, this is the statement by Joe Biden to America on Independence Day. Independence Day is a day that we celebrate because treasonous Americans had enough and owned weapons of war and took their freedom from at the time, the world's biggest and toughest SOB of a military. Yeah, check this out. Statement from President Joe Biden on gun violence across America. Over the last few days, our nation has once again endured a wave of tragic and senseless shootings in communities across America. From Philadelphia to Fort Worth, Baltimore to Lansing, Wichita to Chicago. Today, Jill and I grieve for those who have lost their lives, and as our nation celebrates Independence Day, we pray for the day when our communities will be free from gun violence. Today also marks 1 year since the shooter armed with an AR-15 style weapon fired upon a crowd of Americans gathered for an Independence Day parade in Highland Park, Illinois. In mere moments, this day of patriotic pride became a scene of pain and tragedy. In the year since, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Highland Park Mayor Nancy Rodering, legislative leaders and numerous advocates and gun violence survivors have fought tirelessly to turn the pain of Highland Park and other acts of gun violence into meaningful action on behalf of people in Illinois. This past January, they succeeded in banning assault weapons like the one used in Highland Park, as well as high-capacity magazines across Illinois, and they're going to lose that in federal court. Their achievement will save lives, but it will not erase their grief. It will not bring back the 7 Americans killed in Highland Park or heal the injuries and trauma that scores of others will continue to carry. And as we have seen over the last few days, Much more must be done in Illinois and across America to address the epidemic of gun violence that is tearing our communities apart. It's within our power to once again ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, to require safe storage of guns, and end manufacturers' immunity from liability, and to enact universal background checks. I urge other states to follow Illinois' lead and continue to call upon Republican lawmakers in Congress to come to the table on meaningful, common-sense reforms that the American people support. Well, you geriatric old prick, Americans do not support it. Our country was founded on firearms, and with like 46% of the world's guns in our country, if guns were the problem, you tyrants would absolutely know about it. The problem is the criminal, the crazy person, the ones that you refuse to address, the ones that you refuse to go tough on. And yesterday I had a commenter on my channel say that, taking guns is the answer. No, it's not. There have been times throughout our history in the 80s when crime was crazy like it is now. Why? Because Democrats wanted control, so they create scenarios where crime will increase, and then 2 years down the road when people are like, hey man, we got to do something, then the Democrats come along, pitch an idea, and the people who don't think for a living, they jump on that because they think with emotion and say, yes, we need to do something. You want to stop you want to stop criminals? It's not, because there's no such thing as gun violence. You want to stop criminals? Stop letting them go. Stop letting them go with a slap on the wrist. Let's go tough on these sons of bitches who are killing our people, maiming our people. More good guys and good gals need to stand up and take over their communities. Take back your communities. Don't fear the criminal. They are empowered when people don't take control, from the local people who live in the same community all the way up to leadership, and that includes police and politicians too. Do your job. Take control. We can stop this. We don't need to ban Jack. What we need is Jacks to stop banning stuff. This is ridiculous. Criminals belong where they need to be. If you are violent against people, you need to be put away. That's just the way it is. Sorry if you don't like that. Maybe you shouldn't be a violent criminal if that's what you do. I could go on and on and on, but I personally believe this is treasonous by a sitting president of the United States of America on our Independence Day to call for banning the very item that gained us independence. Why do you think they want to do that? Those items gave us independence, and if you don't have those items, you sure as hell will lose your independence. Guys and gals, my name is Jared. This is Guns and Gadgets. If you want Second Amendment news every single day, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, and occasionally a rant like this one, sorry, then subscribe to this channel down below. Tag your representatives, tag whoever, call whoever. We need to impeach this ass clown. This is for several reasons, but to call for the banning of the single item that has given us our freedom, and that's the Second Amendment and firearms. Let me know what you think down below. Maybe I'm just crazy. See you on the next one. Take care.